All right, so part three of the Jack Skellington full character build. Okay, and we just need to clean up a little bit of things right here. The nostril, I kind of made that a little too complex with pushing it in and then scaling and whatnot. So we're gonna treat it like this open cavity right here, where we're gonna delete the geometry in there. So let me just get rid of all the modifiers here. Just kind of show you what's happening inside. I'm gonna turn on my screencast. All right, and that's what basically what we built from the last one. It's just the model, half of it, and we mirrored, solidified to give it thickness, and then subdivision surface. So here, I'm going to select this polygon. So I'm going to press number 3 to select it, and then just Control plus on the numpad to grow my selection all the way. X to delete the faces. So just kind of leave it like an open cavity like that. Okay. I'm gonna press tab again to go to object mode, and then let's apply the modifiers that we need. So first we need a mirror. We turn on clipping like last time, so there's no any changes you made or manipulated doesn't cross over the plane right here. And then next is well, actually let's turn this off temporarily, and then let's add solidify. Solidify simply creates thickness to this. Okay, it's right there, and I can go with even thickness right here, and then just click the arrow one time to kind of double that. What it does, it gives it a thickness. That's it. So it's solidifying a single surface plane. Okay, so if I hit tab here to go to object mode, you can see it's not treated like a part of the geometry yet until we apply it. Okay, once it's applied, then it's you can then manipulate this. You can go in and then do whatever you want on this side. Okay. But for now, yeah, we're just gonna leave it on right there, so it's in a way non-destructive in a way. Okay, so you can see right here, it gave it that kind of thickness to the nostril. Okay, and next would be to apply the subdivision surface. This gives it that smooth look. All right, and the render, when you render it, it'll go to level 2. We're looking at level 1, so I'm just gonna put the viewport equal to the render by clicking right on that one, so it just kind of matches it. There it is. All right, so let me turn back my mirror, and here we are, ready for texturing. Okay, so this one, let me just kind of set it to some sphere or whatnot, so that we get to see a different UV unwrap when we go to the unwrapping. We just need to paint basically the teeth right here, kind of like Day of the Dead style, instead of modeling the 3D teeth like in the movie, right? So kind of give it a little bit of style. It's a little bit stylized version of Jack Skellington. All right, so first things first, we got to go UV editing, since we're only messing with this half right here. Okay, so as you can see right there, that's on sphere projection. All right, so UV editing simply means how you want to flatten this image so you can paint on top of it. All right, but this one we're painting directly on the model, so technically it doesn't really matter how we position this. It's just always good practice to have a clean unwrap. So to unwrap, simply go to polygon mode, press number 3 in edit mode. Okay, let me turn on screencast again. All right, and then press A to select everything. Then press U to unwrap, and simply click unwrap. All right, there it is. It's almost stretched all the way, so it's maximizing whatever map we're going to use for it. Okay, another thing to notice is that the upper part of the mouth is curved naturally, so when we paint on this, it will look natural if we paint here on the flat area. This one right here, it's a little stretched, so if you paint here, it will have skewing over here. But it, like I said, that won't matter because we'll be painting directly on top. Okay, so let's switch now to texture paint. So texture paint this, this is from the previous kind of example that I did. So we can just simply show something else in that one. Okay, let's also go first to the material. It has some material right here. I'm just going to eliminate that, so we're all starting fresh for our painting. Okay, so we're just going to be using a mouse. The assumption is that not all of you have Wacom tablets, so that I'll show you how to how you can kind of accomplish that even just using a mouse. But if you want kind of like a little bit more detailed example of this, we do have a video series on Japanese cat mask. If you go to the channel, you'll be able to see how you can paint there using just a mouse. It's quite simple actually, but nothing beats a Wacom tablet or drawing tablet. But the reality is not everyone has those, so we're, you know, we'll do a series if you actually have the proper tools for it in the future. But for now, it's whatever you got. All right, so I'm gonna go here to the very top tab for texture painting, and I'm in the texture paint tab. I'm gonna turn on screencast again or refresh it. Okay, so you get to see what I'm manipulating in here. All right, it says there's no texture, and then when you go to texture painting, you can either paint the base color or the shininess, highlights, whatever's metallic, bump or normal, or even displacement. So all these things you can actually paint. So it's not Substance Painter, but I can pretty much do everything in Substance Painter here, but I will be require plenty of baking. Okay, so that's for another series. So let's go start with the base color first. Click on base color right here. It's going to ask you, hey, what do you want to name this one? Okay, so we're just going to call this Jack Teeth Texture. Okay. What is the size? I wanted a 2K. We're not going to do close-up of Jack, so 2K might be, you know, it'll be enough. So I'm going to go ×2 and enter. Okay. Here, ×2 and enter. So that gives you 2K. We want it as pure white because anything that's not teeth is going to be pure white, and we don't need an alpha for it. Okay. I'm going to click OK. And it applied this one, right? So here, the down arrow, I can switch to that Jack Teeth Texture. And there it is. Okay, so it's all white right there. So whatever then I paint. So here, painting, first brush, draw, soften, smear, clone, fill, mask, so on and so forth. All right, so and then you can change the way you paint your stuff by mixing. I'm just on mix. This is all kind of default. Strength at 100. Radius is... you can change that by pressing F and then kind of dragging your mouse. Okay, so I'll be doing that as well. And the fall off is what we need. Okay, so let me just kind of explain those as I paint. So here I'm just going to flip this from white to black by clicking this button right here. So I'll be painting black. Okay, so you can, oops, there's that error again. So you can draw how you want it on the thing, on the screen, and then there's some corresponding paint right there. So when we do that, let me click undo. Let me start here by going to the front, okay, and it's already mirrored. So whatever I do on one side, it follows on the other side, right? So let's just go like this, straight line. Don't worry about painting the back right there because we didn't apply solidify yet. That's fine. We can fix all those after. We can just paint white on that part, okay? What it is that you might not be happy with the line right here. If it's too smooth for you, right? So let's say you want it a little bit sharper, then you can change your fall off, okay? So by default, this is the fall off right here, okay? And then as you can see, if I brush, it's a lot softer. I want it to be this sharp right here. So what you can do is pick each one of these and then just kind of get to that part where you want it, all right? So what I want is a custom one. I just want a few softness in there. So I'll just go with this linear. Okay, and then I'm going to click a point right there and just kind of push that. So what it is that it gives me a tiny little bit of softness on the outside, right? Maybe a little bit more right there, okay? All right, so something like that. So it's a lot sharper than this one right here, okay? So let's just erase all that stuff. It's gonna, go with white right here. All right, so it's kind of important that you set it to pure white when you start the material, because otherwise you have to kind of grab that, put in the palette so that when you erase, you always matches the white. Otherwise, if it's off white by a bit, then you'll see it. There's a variance in there, all right? So let's go back to black. Let's set the teeth position first. I'm going to press F right here to kind of lower the brush size right here. And I'm just going to go right here. Oh, it's way too thick right there. All right. That's for the front. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go like this. Just kind of distributing the teeth position right here. So you got to rotate the angle. If you keep drawing at the front, then it will. Oops. Let me lower that a bit because I did change it to. All right, just kind of trying to get. And I didn't really count, guys, so I don't know how many teeth he's supposed to have. It's just I just want to get that kind of Day of the Dead kind of sample. Okay. So as you can see, I did all that stuff, and then for the top, that's probably fine. All right, and then we got all the spills right here. So I can switch this real quick if you got, you know, OCD here and you want to get all this thing kind of, you can also paint right here by painting directly. If you switch this instead of view, you can go to paint. Okay, then you can go in there, kind of clean it up. All right, so now let's worry about the bottom part. Switch this back. Okay. So same thing. Kind of lower that radius a bit. Okay, go like this. All right. Oh, I don't know why I keep getting that error, but anyway. Gotta be careful not to paint on the top right there. Then you don't want to be erasing something you already made. All right, probably one more right here. Okay, so that should do it. Gotta flip this over, and then let's do some cleanup. Increase the brush radius right there to make this process a lot faster. All right, so at this point, by the way, when you do this, none of this is saved. It will prompt you to save it at the end if you want to save the image, which is good. But for now, right here, you want to save this, make a copy. Okay? Or save as. So I'm going to save this one, Jack Texture Teeth. I'm going to leave it as a PNG and no compression. Just dump it on my desktop. Okay? So it saves it. What happens then is that when you go to your shading, this is what's actually plugged. All right, so all that. So if you painted a normal map, it will be plugged to your normal map, to your roughness, so on and so forth. Go back to texture paint and let's finally finish this off. Okay, now let's just kind of add the lip part. I'm going back to black right here, and we got to be careful here on the spill a little bit. So a little bit more precision is probably needed. Okay, so I'm just going to go like that and probably lower that a bit. And I'm angling the, oops, undo. You can also do it right here. Why don't we just do it right here? It's simpler. There you go. So if I paint like so, it'll just, all right, you see it kind of go right there. And then the bottom part. And don't worry about spilling it right here. That's not part of your model, so you won't even see that. All right. And like before, let's clean up. Increase the brush size a bit. All right, so let's say it's probably good enough for now. And this is where we kind of get to erase, okay? So that's how you kind of get that pointy part right there. So we're painting on white. I'm gonna lower my brush size right here. So if I go here and then just kind of go like so, that's how we get that kind of pointy teeth. Of course, we need, let me just switch to black here real quick, folks, so that I have enough right there, so that when I switch back to white, I can do the kind of like a teeth formation, like a U shape. All right, so something like that, and then of course you can do a lot better than what I'm doing here. Just kind of doing this super quick for demo purpose. Okay, and just like any cooking show, I do have a pre-made paint on this one that I spent more time, and I did use a mouse for it, so it's not, I use my Wacom tablet. So just kind of show you. All right, so anything like that that's still missing with the black paint, you can do for sure. Okay. All right, so you can keep doing that, and then you get your teeth and whatnot. Let me increase the black area right here a bit, and so that I get more option to get that U shape kind of painting. All right, so that's going to be the front of the face right there. There we go. So you can see it updates. I'll do the same thing here. Looks like I need more, you know, to kind of correct those. There you go. I just go back there and then fix those. Switch this back to this one, and then we can. And if you want smaller teeth, of course, you do paint them closer. Okay. And right here. All right. Again, if you have a Wacom tablet, it just makes it so much easier to do this. But it can still be done with a mouse if you're patient enough. All right. So that's pretty much it. You can keep making it better, a lot better than what I did, and then you can go to the other part. All right, I'm not going to finish that because you get the point at this stage, and then let's kind of prepare this for the rest of the image right here. Okay, so let's say that's done. Go to image and then save again. Makes it kind of permanent so that next time you open Blender, you will see your footage. Okay. Okay, so now we can save this file, and we can move on to the next part. All right, so the inside should be black, so let's tackle that after. Okay, so for now let's go to our modeling. Go to my preview mode. Okay, there it is. It's showing. Hit tab. All right, so let's say you fix all that stuff. All right, and then I'm going to go here to my modifier. Okay, and then I'm going to apply solidify. Okay, by applying solidify. All right, and turning off. Well, let me just get rid of certain things first. So let's get rid of subdivision right here. Okay, and then let's apply solidify. All right, or mirror. Sorry, let's apply mirror. So it's now 1. Okay, solidify is still on. All right, and then I'm going to apply solidify. Oh, sorry, you have to be in object mode. Apply solidify. So now you see it. It is now part of that geometry selection now. All right, so what we want to do is we just want everything kind of black inside, right? So what we can do is go to the shader. So the top part right here, jack teeth. So that's basically this whole area, okay? But if we add another shader and then call this new shader jack inside, which is going to be black, okay? And then we can do our selection here and then just apply that. So we can do a selection inside and then just simply grow that selection. So I'm going to click 4 spots right there, okay? I'm going to click Control plus. As you can see, it's increasing that. So you got to be careful here. You got to check outside that you're not going beyond the original selection. Okay, there we go. So far I still have everything selected here. All right, you see that one, but I already got some spills right here. So that's fine too, because this is supposed to be black anyway, up to that part. Or if you drew the, well, let's say, let's not include this. Okay, so let's say we provided the black from that from simply painting. All right, but the inside, a little bit more here. All right, right there. Okay, and there's a little bit more parts inside that needs to be black, but we can take care of those after. So those selection right there, if you click on your material right here and then click assign, all that kind of turns black. All right. So now here what I can do is hide some geometry so that we can actually see the inside right there and paint it. So I got all that selected, and then I'm going to select a few more over here. All right. So remember, the inside is still selected, okay? And I'm gonna press H. So as you can see, it got hidden, okay? Now, what I can do is, for the inside that's not black yet, then I can just select those. Keep in mind, everything that was selected previously is already black, okay? I'm gonna click Alt-H to show you that, to unhide. There it is. So only that part that didn't get selected. Basically what we will see right here. Kind of hard to see because it's see-through. It's all white, sorry, not see-through. So I'm going to select, let's say, those nose part right there, okay? And then I'm gonna click Control plus. It grows that selection only up to that point. Everything here is still white. Okay, and then there's several ways you could do this. You can actually change this to kind of a select circle, or you can do a lasso. But for the sake of just speed right here, I'm gonna click on Shift to add to the selection, then Alt to do a draw select circle. So I'm gonna click that horizontal line right there. It just selects on that circle. So you just keep selecting loops, okay? And I'm just going to select what's left behind right here. All right, and let's see. I think that is it. We got everything that needs to be black. And simply click on black jack inside and click Assign. All right, and there's a few more right here actually. Missed those, and you can just add them, and I think that's good right there. So jack inside again, Assign. All right, then Alt H shows everything, and so you can see right here. Of course, your roughness on the jack teeth right here better match because otherwise your reflection will not be the same. There's some stuff well, that's you can just go back to painting actually to fix that, because what we want is the pure black right there. So all right, you can go up here to kind of include that as black. Okay, that takes care of it. There's another one right here a little bit. Okay, it's gonna go like so. So make sure we got all that. And let's take a look. All right. Okay, so that should do it. Let's go to our modeling here. Let's go to and add our subdivision surface. Okay, because we took that out. Let me go back to object mode, subdivision surface, level 2. There it is. Okay. And I got the pre-baked version of this one. Yeah. The thumbnail for the YouTube video. So this is what it looks like when you actually paint a little bit more detail on the painting. All right. And I gotta work on that pixelation right there. All right. So there it is. And that should conclude our part 3, and then part 4 we're going to start on the body.